Now let's be clear. Clearly, as a dog groomer, I love dogs. And I love working with all sorts of different kinds of dogs. But do I have my favorites? Yep. There are just certain breeds of dogs that I do look forward to booking. They have the perfect combination of personality, coat type, and charm that makes overall grooming a pleasure. Well, at least generally. Curious which ones made the cut? Let's dive in and count down to my ultimate favorite breed. Coming in at number 3 is the sweet and elegant Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Honestly, Cavaliers are a dream to groom for a few reasons. First, they're just such easygoing dogs. They have this docile, eager to please personality that makes them really cooperative on the grooming table. I rarely have to spend time calming them down or convincing them to stay still. They're just naturally chill. Another thing that I love about Cavaliers is their coats. Unlike some other spaniels, like Cockers or Clumber Spaniels, their coat isn't as dense, so it's easier to manage. Don't get me wrong, they still need regular brushing to keep those long, silky ears tangle-free and their feathering looking pristine. But overall, it's manageable, and that makes the grooming process a lot smoother for me and for the dog. Plus, who doesn't love that classic Cavalier look? A nice bath, good blowout, a little trimming to neaten up their feet and maybe inside of their ears, and they're ready to strut their stuff. Just really lovely dogs to work with, inside and out. In second place, we have the adorable Bichon Frise. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I have my French accent correct. These little guys are compact, charming, and full of personality. If you've ever met a Bichon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're silly, sweet, and adaptable, which makes them a joy usually on the grooming table. Let's talk about their coats though, because that's really where the magic happens. Bichons have this beautiful, soft, springy coat that's perfect for sculpting. It's almost like working on a fluffy cloud. Whether it's the traditional round head or a more modern teddy bear type of look, their coat holds shape beautifully. For groomers who love creative styling, Bichons are basically like little works of art, just waiting to happen. Now, of course, their coats do require regular maintenance, both at home and in the salon, to keep them from matting. But the payoff is worth it. There's something that's so satisfying about transforming a scruffy Bichon into a perfectly puffed and polished masterpiece. And their friendly, easygoing nature, well, most of the time, typically means that they handle the grooming process like a pro. Bichons are truly one of the breeds that can lighten up your day. They are a little dog with a lot of personality, and their grooming versatility is practically unmatched. Finally, in the top spot, we have my absolute favorite breed to groom, Poodles. No surprise there. Specifically, miniature and standard poodles. Now, I love toy poodles. There is nothing cuter than those tiny little faces, but they are notoriously difficult to groom just simply because they're so tiny. It just doesn't give you a whole lot of wiggle room. That being said though, poodles are just incredible dogs to work with. Let's start with their coats. A well-bred poodle has a dense, curly, and wonderfully versatile coat. And you can trim them in so many different styles, from a sporty look to an elaborate show trim. It's like a blank canvas every time a poodle is on your table. And because their coat doesn't conventionally shed, although you will get some shedding just like your own hair, you're not dealing with a ton of loose hair. It's all about the sculpting and the shaping. But what really sets poodles apart is their trainability. These dogs are so smart and eager to please, which makes regular grooming for them typically a breeze. Most breeders, or at least good breeders, tend to train at only a few weeks old when it comes to grooming. So a lot of poodles tend to be pretty well trained when it comes to the whole process. They learn early on to stay calm and still during the grooming routine, and most do actually seem to enjoy the attention. I also love how adaptable they are. Standards in particular have such a regal presence, but they're also big softies, and they usually just kind of want to hang out with their people. Now, miniatures do bring that same intelligence and charm, but just in a more manageable size. Whether it's a classic continental clip, or a more funky Poodlington trim, or maybe something in between. Poodles give you the opportunity to be creative while working on a dog that generally seems to enjoy the process. Honestly, Poodles are kind of the total package for groomers. Great coats, great attitudes, and endless possibilities of styling. What's not to love? Now, the one thing that all three of these breeds have in common, aside from being some of my favorites, is that the technique to brush them is the same for all three. And I go over exactly how to do that in this video right here, just like a pro.